So, we've been through Scream 1 through 4. What can Scream 5 do as a requel, sequel, whatever the heck they're calling it? Let's get into it and let's find out my thoughts on Scream 5. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nightmare Collective. I'm Chris, thanks for stopping by and watching my review for Scream 5. Alright, so we're at the finish line here. Scream 6 is knocking on the door. Ghostface is wanting to come in and stab me. Will it have an impact? We'll find out, this week when Scream 6 hits theaters. Alright, let's talk about Scream 5. So I'm very mixed on this film. I would say, even though I like it more than 3, it still misses some of the mark, and I feel like some of it is just kind of falls flat for me. I like the legacy characters coming back, but I feel like Sam is just kind of like a wet towel. I really don't like her. I'm hoping that she can kind of come into her own in Scream 6 because I don't like her and I don't want to follow her, and I just don't think she's a great actress. I know that some people are like, no, she's fine. For me personally, I just feel nothing for her. The connection to Billy Loomis is basically the only reason why she is justified to be in this film. Other than that, I feel like she could not be in here. I think the small little bits you get of Jenna Ortega as Tara are far more impactful than you do with Sam. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that she can ratchet this shit up and actually get into character for Scream 6. Let's talk about it. Dewey dies in this movie, which I think sucks, but I just don't know that that little girl could have killed Dewey. Yes, I know he's old and he's hurt and stuff like that. I just don't know, man. She like rips his spinal cord and picks him up. There's a lot that I just feel like that kill was brutal to be brutal for like finality's sake. They're like, no, he's dead. We want you to know that he's really dead. And you're like, yeah, I get it. The dude's dead. I just don't believe she should have been the one to kill him. And I am thinking that maybe they're going to retcon this in 7 or 6 and maybe say that it was somebody else that is involved. We will see kind of how they handle Dewey being killed. So I don't know how that's going to go. I'm curious. This is a theory. I don't know if I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I'm happy to see Neve Campbell back, even though she's in a small role in here. I think she does have an impact talking to Sam and being like, look, you cannot run away from this. You have to face this head on and shoot a motherfucker in the head because they're definitely coming back. Overall, I don't really like any of the new characters here. I will say Jack Quaid is great in this as the villain, but I knew who the killers were pretty early on in this film, and I think that's the detriment of the film, is that we knew it was him because they kept calling it out. And I mean, that's a ballsy thing to do where you're like, no, it's the love interest, and they're trying to like sway you, but you knew it was him. And then the other girl, I mean, I just kind of like, every time she was on screen, she just had a vibe of a killer. So I was like, she's definitely the other killer. She's kind of reserved, not in the forefront. And I don't know. I mean, you have the Randy type character. Everybody's connected to somebody. And I feel like that is a bridge too far where everybody is connected to somebody. I don't think we needed that. I think you could have had a group of friends. We went back to the original house. There's so much in here that they felt they needed to connect for nostalgic sake, which I think is what falls flat for me. A lot of these movies fall flat for me because they're trying to be like, hey, remember this? We're in the house. Remember Randy? He's here. Remember this girl that explains the plot of everything? We have that. They kind of did a Force Awakens here where they're kind of resetting the universe, and I think that's fine. And so overall, like, I'm not very negative on this movie. I think the movie is fine. I just rewatched it literally like 5 minutes ago, and like I said, I think it sets things up to come. It kind of leaves us in a certain place with the legacy characters, although Sydney not being in the 6th one is weird because we kind of set things up. I don't know what they're going to do. I have something in my eye. It's really bugging me, and I'm not cutting it out. So, let's get into the rest of this. And so, like, I feel like this is definitely a step up, like, from 3, essentially. 4, I think, is a pretty good movie, and I think 5, the kills are definitely on par with 4. I mean, they're definitely brutal, especially Dewey's kill. I mean, there's a lot going on. I think the kills are the best part about this movie. I just think the characters fall flat yet again, and it's kind of the same thing that we happened in 4. Other than Dewey, all these people are just meat shields to be Ghostface, victims. It's interesting that she is related to Billy Loomis, and she has those tendencies, and I know they're going to kind of go into that in Scream 6, like the darkness that's in her. And we'll kind of see where that leads, I've heard there's like this big left turn in that movie, and I'm very curious. They've let me like it's whetted my appetite, and I'm very curious to see what happens in Scream 6 because of the stuff that they set up in 5 and the marketing for 6 and the trailers for 6. I'm curious to see kind of how they take this bones of Scream 5 and make a Scream 6 that can explore more and take us in a new direction. That's what I'm most excited for. So while this laid the groundwork and it can be kind of boring at times and very tame, I think this is kind of what needed to happen to set up the rest of the franchise going forward and maybe capping this off in a Scream 7. All right, so that's all I've got. Like I said, it's a fine movie. It's not one of my favorite Scream movies, but it's a good time, and the kills are definitely what propels you through, and the legacy characters are there to kind of ratchet that up and bring up the stakes. So let me know down below, what do you think about Scream 5? Do you like Scream 5? Do you think it's boring? Do you think it sucks? What do you think about Scream 5 going into Scream 6? And what are you excited for in Scream 6? All right, so let me know all that down below. I'm excited to wrap this up. Scream 6 review will be coming Friday, Saturday. I'm moving Friday to another state, so I don't know that I'm going to have a review up that night. I still got to set up my desk and computer on that, so probably Saturday. I will be doing a initial thoughts that'll probably be a short, but it'll probably be on the main channel, so I'll probably do a little short out of the theater reaction, and then maybe a little 2-3 minute thing that kind of gives my initial thoughts on the movie before I do my full review Saturday once I get everything set up. So look forward to that. We're wrapping this up, and I got a channel update coming in the next couple days as well with kind of my goals and the future of this channel. So look forward to that. All right, so I'm going to link a couple reviews. I'll link my Scream 4 review. If you haven't checked that out, you can check that out and all the ones previous, and then I'll link my last horror haul if you're into physical media, so you can check that out. All right, that's all I've got, and I'll talk to you guys later.